jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Man, that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
What's going on, everyone? WCS back on the Boulevard once again, and you already know the first in the building. True Media Today, USA Boxing on deck. What's good at WCS? What's good with it, Coach? In the building. Salute to a fire live earlier. Continue to light it up, burn it up, heat it up. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's done. Big blunts and boxing, the GOAT on deck, man. Oh, what the word? I called this one by luck. YouTube ain't sending notification. It's all good, man. Look, this isn't going to be an extremely long live, but due to having conversations with other people, I'm just in awe. I'm not shocked, but I'm just in awe that we have such a big fight coming up, right? And one of those fighters have pretty much proven themselves to be, the favorite. It's not that difficult to determine who's the favorite when it comes to the resume. But one of those fighters have proven why he's the favorite. Now, someone told me today that when they listen to my lives and they feel that I'm dug in, so to speak, they said I'm casually abusive. I had to laugh. They say you're casually abusive. You speak in a tone that it doesn't seem like it's harmful, but yet and still the words that you're talking about or expression is very sharp and caustic. I say, no, say it ain't so. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit up here and debate about something about the freedom of speech or whatever the delivery is. Let's get to the point. You know what I'm saying? Gervonta Davis is 28-0, man, 26 knockouts. It's a lot to admire about the skill set of what we miss about boxing. His skill set allows him to be able to box. He is not really one of these eccentric boxers who is extremely deficient in one area, and an area that a lot of boxing fans consider that you need to be considered a all-around boxer. He's pretty good. I'm talking about very, very good when it comes to being an all-around fighter. Not to mention he's 5'5.5", right? Have y'all ever thought of how many tall niggas that Tank has knocked out in his life? Like, I just wanted to ask the question to Tank. At what age did you find out that you had that type of power? You know what I'm saying? Not tenaciousness, not dog, not street. You know what I'm saying? Not none of that. But when did you actually know that you had power? So wrapping up the all-around skill set and ring IQ, right? This is all a part of the education and the ring IQ. And ownership of left and right, power in both hands, dual power sets now. Dual power sets. The left and right hand, dual power sets. We've seen the left hand be the most lethal when we want to look at certain shots that's landing. Hector Garcia, he didn't go down, but he could not continue. Roller Romero, he struck out. I mean, he pretty much walked into a hammer. Then you look at Leo Santa Cruz. He said he never seen it coming. Another strong point of Gervonta Davis is how he goes about baiting his opposition in for the kill. Him baiting his opposition in for the kill doesn't always work with him being able to lay him down, being able to land the power shot or the kill shot, so to speak. But it does damage to his opposition. You know what I'm saying? It does damage to the point where when he finally apply the knockout, which is the kill shot, sometimes if you have an opponent and we're looking at this from our living rooms, we've seen that he's capable of landing that shot. We've seen the shot landed, right? But his opposition didn't go down. He hit so hard that over time, we're talking about elite boxers. We're talking about professional boxers at the highest level. He continued to dig and he continued to damage. He continued to be punctual and surgical until he gets the kill shot. He presents everything on his resume as a three-weight world champion that Ryan Garcia doesn't. But yet I hear people out here saying, I'm going for Ryan Garcia just because. I'm going for him because he's an underdog. I'm betting on him just because it's the underdog. Look, when I tell you I've heard, I would say about 25 plus, you know what I'm saying, speaking and you know, in this chat. They didn't know who I was. Like, they're just talking. You just hearing people, you know, talking to people on the chats and then speaking to people in conversation and you know, civilian pop, you know what I'm saying, your own place, your own backyard, you know, just trying to get a feel of what's the boxing vibe on who people are betting on. And you have the ones that are diehard Tank fans, especially down here in the A. You know what I'm saying? Because he came down here twice and gave us 2 fights, man. He gave us 2 fights and 2 stoppages. He gave us 2 fights and 2 stoppages. Now, when it comes to Ryan Garcia, we already know that his resume and what he's been able to achieve in his boxing career don't add up to Tank. Since that's the case, why do y'all go for the underdog so much, man? Y'all are extremely disrespectful and disloyal. Boxing fans, I don't know, man. They have this sense of orphanage type behavior, right? For real, they have this type of orphanage type behavior that they just treat boxers like they're expendable. I don't need you around here all the time. You know what I'm saying? I can get rid of you whenever I feel like it. You better be on your best behavior. When it comes to boxing, that means what? Winning, right? But how is it that these people are so easily influenced to vote or bet on the underdog? That's a bit puzzling to me when the boxer is giving you everything you want. He's giving you the power. He's giving you the skill set. He's giving you the opponents. He's giving you the KO. You know what I'm saying? He's giving you the KOs. What more do you want, man? What's wrong with y'all? What more do you want? What more do you want from a fighter who has an all-around skill set? He isn't the tallest fighter, but they always talk about how short is compact, how in boxing that can be a lethal combination. Tank Davis has pretty much put that on display. Seriously. He has put that on display, no question. What's going on, WJ Luckett in the building? Coach said, W says, you should have told them to shut that soft ass shit up. For real, man. You know, they say I was casually abusive, man. I was like, damn, you think so? Like, it's not just straight up English. But I'm looking at the whole situation with Tank, and I see the greatness in him, you know what I'm saying, as far as his performance. Because when I get ready for one of his fights, I'm not really paying attention to the introduction. Because as black fighters, you know, we know the certain fighters that's gonna have somebody walk them out. Even Hispanic fighters, we know who's gonna walk them out. We've had some classics too. That's not what I'm not waiting for the freaking referees, you know, instructions. I'm not waiting. I'm just pretty much waiting for the bell to ring. The good thing about Tank, though, is he's not an out the block wrecking machine. He doesn't answer the first bell and go all out reckless trying to knock his opponent out. And then you have to take you have to gasp and take a deep breath in, because he's known to get tired in the third, fourth, and fifth and sixth round or something like that. And then if he can make it through the third through the sixth, he can recover on the back end. Or they kind of give you the AJ effect. AJ starts off pretty good in the first half of the fight, and then he perishes. You know what I'm saying? His cardio sucks on the back end. He doesn't give us a lack of accountability when it comes to performance. I don't know how many times I got to talk about the Gardners of boxing. Boxing is never going to have a ranking system 1 through 15 where all of the 15 are killers. The murderers row killers. It would never be like that, because I've seen on regional shows dudes that are smoking. They're out back smoking and drinking after all their medicals and everything has been taken care of, and then they have weigh-ins. These dudes are drinking and smoking, and they are opponents for the A-side fighters that's stepping into the ring the night, the next day, the evening of the fights. And this can be regional fights that's, let's say, 12 on the card. You know what I'm saying? There could be 12 on the card, and you see these guys out there smoking and drinking and doing all that. So when I hear people say Gervonta Davis hasn't fought anybody, what I don't hear is the boxing comparison like we got with Crawford Spence. They said that Errol Spence can beat everybody on Crawford's record at one point in time, until, you know, he fought Kell Brook and Sean Porter. But yet, I never really heard during this time people say Ryan Garcia can beat everybody on Ryan Garcia can beat everybody on Gervonta Davis's resume. I haven't heard that. I really haven't heard people say that Barrios is a tomato. He was a part of the Gardner era. I haven't heard people say that they give it to Garcia if he was to go in there and fight Barrios. I haven't really heard people speak that a boxer like Ryan Garcia can come over here and defeat the bodies that's on Gervonta's resume. So that leads me to this right here. If that's not the case, if that hasn't came up in conversation, how is it that you so easily persuaded to bet on Ryan Garcia? What did Tank do? You know what I'm saying to myself? I was like, what did the brother do? Like, That morals and principles doesn't exist in boxing. So we ain't coming with the soft ass shit. But we're talking about guys who are able to compete with the gloves on and get paid with a felony history, with a criminal history, with a felony, a felon. They've committed crimes worse enough to the point where it's not a misdemeanor, it's a felon. There's certain things they can't do outside the ring. You know what I'm saying? They can't be around certain people. They can't hold certain things on their hip. So it seems to me like they're truly going for the fighter who comes off as the softest. Any other time, especially as a black fighter, if we did the goofy shit that Brian did, my people would say, oh, he's zesty. Nigga gay. He a punk. Man, he's soft. I've heard it, man. He a square. That nigga, I don't know where he come from. Where he from? Man, I bet he was a straight up square in school. But if you take somebody like Ryan Garcia, he's able to get away with the goofy shit. He can get knocked down and get back up. And then post-fight, they ask him a question. And he's up there, oh, I got knocked down and everything. I said, wow, I've never been knocked down before. He can make light of it. He can ad-lib it. And people look at it and laugh and give him a therapeutic exemption. But if it's a black fighter, in my opinion, they look at it a whole lot different, man. We have this stigma that we place on one another. If we act a certain way or whatever, we don't have the dog in us. We don't have the killer. We too nice. We got to be overly aggressive and going out here putting hands on fighters in the ring to get the respect. Now we got the respect. Gervonta gives us the respect. You know what I'm saying? He had his troubles outside the ring, but he's a killer inside the ring. So couple that together, he is absolutely the villain. Then you take that and compare him to his opposition. His opposition is quite the opposite. His opposition doesn't add up to being a competitive dog, tenacious. I'm talking about killer, who's got it on camera. He hasn't shown us that, but yet these people are betting on the underdog. They tell me I'll put my money on Ryan Garcia. Well, what did Tank do? Right? What did Tank do for y'all to just say I'm putting my money on Ryan Garcia? Isn't boxing one of those sports where we go off, what have you done for me lately? We go off their last fight. You know what I'm saying? We go off their last fight and who that person fought. We're always in the mode of comparing. We take their opposition, compare the people that they fought, their opposition, and who their opposition fought. You know what I'm saying? It's always a critique. It's always scrutinized to the deepest. But man, I'm up here hearing all this shit, man. I'm saying, damn, they just sitting up here saying, I'm going to go for Ryan Garcia just because. Like, I'm like, what's leading you to spend your money and not just base it off talent, but you just going off because you like his makeup. You like his eyeliner, the way he wears hair. He's on a freaking, Powerade commercial, Gatorade, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He has some other sponsorships. He got the model type aesthetics going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm inclined to say that these boxing fans are extremely disloyal, and extremely disloyal. I'm not gonna lie, these boxing fans are disloyal. You can't trust them as far as you can throw them. Andrew Charles on deck, Bruce Gas Boxing, Jazz on deck, the OG. What's good with it? I see Andrew. WCS, what's up? What's good with it, Andrew? Tank is skilled, but he's not Mayweather skilled. He does get hit. It's a possibility Ron might get hit at least a couple of times. Yes. Yes, as you so eloquently put that, Tank is skilled, but he's not Mayweather skilled. When I think of boxers, I don't just have a single point of comparison to a black fighter called Floyd Mayweather. Because last time I checked, he fought Marcos Maidana, who was coming off a win over Adrian Broner, and he picked him up. And Marcus Maidana was able to hurt Floyd Mayweather pretty good. If he wouldn't have been by the ropes the way he was, and it was a little bit more time in the match, in the ring, in the round, we could have seen something play out there. You know, Maidana landed on Floyd, and Floyd had to rope walk back to the corner. Anybody and everybody can get touched. We've seen that. But also, certain fighters get praised for getting off the canvas and showing their resilience, their tough, their durability. We've seen people praise Baranchik and Cepeda. Oh my God, what a fight. Fight of the year candidate. Both of these fighters was off the canvas. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They was praising the shit out of them. But then when it comes to certain fighters, let me just use Jihad Tucker for example, right? You know, certain people is hating and saying that he got hit too much, right? He never touched the canvas at all. So I've seen this kind of play out with Devin Haney too. Devin Haney dominates for 10 rounds and get caught by Jorge Linares. Does that jettison the fact that he dominated for the full 1 through 10 rounds? No. No. You take Jihad Tucker, who was in a war and got touched, and people's like, oh, well, he's not going to have a long career. He got touched up that fight. I say, but that's one of the, only fights and the toughest fights he's been in. So when I see Gervonta Davis, right, fighting on the level that he's fighting on, and he's supposed to be fighting the elite competition that's presented to him, I never compare Gervonta's skill set just to Floyd, because I don't feel like Floyd is just the only skilled fighter that I admired. I like Bernard Hopkins too. Bernard Hopkins to me is like a boxing professor when he was in there. He learned how to take his opponent's strengths and make it their weakness, man, just by disallowing them to use them the way they thought they would. I mean, it's plenty of fighters that I can say the skill. I don't ever think of Floyd Mayweather as just the fighter that's skilled. I just don't think that way, man. It may be one of, but I don't think of him as just a single fighter that's skilled like that. No. Tank a very patient fighter. I think the weight is really going to be a factor for Ryan. He hasn't been that weight in years. And see, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. This is one of the areas where people are coddling Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia had 2 fights at 140 because his opponents requested that. His opponents requested the weight. Ryan Garcia didn't request the weight. His opponents requested the weight because they ass probably wasn't in shape. So now all of a sudden, Ryan Garcia is whining, bitching, complaining, man. The one that was the Doug Masters Coalition pound for pound fighter, he want to talk about contractual details and stipulations, man. Isn't that some soft ass shit though? Like, it hasn't been another fighter to go through rehydration clauses. It hasn't been another fighter to go through this, man. Like, it hasn't been another fighter to go through rehydration clauses. Your face of boxing, the cash cow, he didn't put fighters on rehydration clauses. Did we hear this type of coddling? Did we see this type of coddling? Stroking, pampering, burping, changing diapers. You know what I'm saying? Nipple feeding at 25 years old. Did we see that? Why are we sitting up here babying this dude, man, like he gets special paperwork? He wanted to come in at 140. Check this out, Blunts. Ryan Garcia wanted something. He wanted something. And just because he wanted something and didn't get it, all of a sudden, it's Tank's problem. It's Tank's problem that people are showing favoritism because Ryan ain't getting his way. The first thing he want to talk about at the press conference is contractual details. I think that's entirely effed up. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like that's entirely like bringing secure details to the forefront when it shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? That shouldn't be that way. But why isn't Tank Davis able to get this type of passes, this type of exemption? Why? Because people look at him as the villain. People look at him as being this tough dude that shows no fear. Like when Ryan Garcia came out with his mental health shit, what did Tank say? He say, man, F mental health, I deal with it by inflicting pain or something like that. That's how he said he deals with his mental health. You know what I'm saying? People gonna feel the way they feel, but that's what Tank said. That's how he deal with his mental health. But just think about this. People are acting like Javante didn't get his man nothing. He gave him a pound above 35. He gave him a pound above 35, right? The man has had one fight at 140. So what's on the line for Tank to fight Ryan Garcia at 140? Is it a belt? Does Ryan Garcia have a belt that they're going to fight for at 140? So if there's no strap involved, why should Javante Davis take the risk and go over there and fight him at 140 and he rehydrates up to whatever? Like supposedly he only rehydrates up to 144 to 146 or something like that. So therefore, the 10 pounds that he's giving him during the rehydration clause, do you think it's fair for Ron to be bitching about weight that he usually rehydrates up to while he's at lightweight? I think it's fucked up, bro. I think it's just a way to bring more fans against Tank Davis. When indeed you admitted that you only rehydrate up to 46. And that's 10 pounds per the rehydration. So, man, what's the problem? Why are we having Ryan Garcia get away with this, man? Why is he getting away with entitlement? Why is he giving you the silver spoon treatment? He's acting like a spoiled, entitled brat. And people sitting up here saying, come on, bring it in, Ryan. Bring it in. Oh, man, I understand your pain, big guy. I understand your pain, big guy. Why are we giving him that? If it was Tank from Baltimore and he was on some shit like that, man, people would be trying to burn that man on the cross, man, in the center of Baltimore. Real talk, they'd be trying to burn that man on the cross. No, man, that ain't right, bro. They wouldn't even think about giving him that. But Ryan Garcia, bro, he can complain about everything. He can go up there and be goofy. He can 1 minute, sit up here and say, you better bring a step stool, to the fight. When he was on Mike Tyson podcast, Hot Boxing, he told the man he was ugly. You know what I'm saying? He was pretty much insinuating that Javante Davis couldn't formulate a complete sentence. Yeah, he was digging, right? He was getting personal. I'm not worried about what he said because he can't formulate a complete sentence anyway. Nobody even knows what he's talking about. That's Ryan Garcia. He's able to get away with that. He's able to get away with it. People can say everything they want about him wearing a purse, what he's wearing, and stuff like that. But what about the way Ryan Garcia was acting? You're talking about a guy who's been in some situations that a black man would be considered suspect. You know what I'm saying? He's been dressing up in flash suits. He's been in situations where he was dancing a certain way where a black fighter, if he was basically acting the same way, people would be, having little hush hush conversations and trying to say he was gay or something. See, black men have to walk around in a certain way, especially in a full contact sport. Because time you make the wrong move or say the wrong thing or do something, yeah, people gonna call it for what it is. They're gonna imply that you are this way and that way. You know what I'm saying? You soft, you got sugar in the tank, you're a chump, you're a punk. You know what I'm saying? But if you go out here and you try to put lips on another man, that's a difference. You know what I'm saying? If you put yourself in that situation and they don't have to insinuate, then it is what it is. You put yourself there. But the shit that Ryan Garcia, he can go out here and dance all, feminine and stuff like that, and do these videos, and people just look at it like, oh, look at the handsome guy. He's up here just dancing, just, you know what I'm saying, just catering to his social media following. Oh man, I like looking at his social media posts. Oh man, it's just it's so adorable. Let one of us go out there and do that in a full contact sport and dance to a song that a female is singing and doing it in a way that it can look like it's suspect, but you're supposed to be considered a tough guy. Yeah, people are gonna look at it different. Why is it so easy though? I mean, what is the formula that I'm missing? I'm missing some type of ingredient. You know what I'm saying? I'm missing some type of ingredient when it comes down to why Ryan Garcia is getting a pass, when he's about to go in there and fight one of the toughest guys in boxing. He's about to go in there and fight one of the toughest guys in boxing. But yet he's complaining like he just came into the sport and somebody is putting him in the ring too early. That's what I'm gathering. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm like, what's going on, man? Like, Ryan Garcia has 23 fights and 23 victories and 0 defeats. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't lost yet. But it's almost like people give him credit as if they want to baby him in one breath, like you would do somebody who's being put in there with another fighter that's too experienced, too tough. You know what I'm saying? That's too it's too good of a fighter for that person to be stepping up and challenge right quick. But yet on the other hand, they want to give him all the glory. You know what I'm saying? They want to give him all the glory for being able to step up and face Tank finally. They know he ain't ready, but they just want to pretend like he is because he gets the pass. He has this somewhat like Latino pass, man, with his looks and everything, that he gets a pass. People know damn well that Ryan Garcia isn't ready. But based off his videos from the past, his social media followings, and him being with Joe Goosen, and people are just saying, you know what, he has a chance. It's almost like boxing fans are so starved of nutritional fights that they sit up here and they just really latch on to anything. Like they're willing to have any fight if it has any type of spice to it. You know what I'm saying? And the flavor is just right. It can still be a bland flavor, but when it comes down to the popularity of the dish, they would sit there and say, okay, it's cool. No problem. No problem. I'll cater to it. All right, no problem. Boxing fans are so quick to acquire a taste when it comes to boxing, when it comes to the boxer. They will pick up a boxer and they'll go through the list and give their checks and X's. And then they say, okay, this is who I'm going for. My heart is over here with Gervonta Davis, but I really, deep down inside, I feel like Ryan Garcia can pull it off. He has a puncher's chance. And that's my problem, bro. Where's the loyalty? You either have loyalty or you don't, man. God damn. Nobody gave Ryan an exemption from getting dropped by Campbell. He gets roasted daily on that. He may get roasted, But he doesn't stay in the oven long there, Andrew. I feel you, bro. I know you're going for Ron. I feel you. He don't stay in the oven long. You know what I'm saying? He don't stay in the oven long. It's just like goddamn taking a live cat and put him in the oven, and the oven's not even on. And then you turn it on, say, I'm gonna turn this on, knowing it takes a little bit of time to heat up. Oh, I'm gonna teach him a lesson. You turn the oven on, cut it right back off. It didn't do any damage. It just looked bad because the oven light came on and you had a live cat in there. But the oven never heated up enough to cause any type of damage. That's the Ryan Garcia effect, dog. They put him in the oven, turn the light on, cut it back off, take the cat off, and rub it. I was just trying to prove a point. I apologize. You okay? Let me check your hair. Let me check your hair. Let me check your teeth. Okay. Let me look at your eyes. Be still. Be still. Let me look at your eyes. Okay. Nothing happened. No harm. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Sheldon Moore, what's good? Lisa Bell's on deck. I can't see you, but salute to you, OG. How you feeling? Tyrese on deck. He came to the presser conference sporting a green purse. That's why I can't mess with him. Listen, I'll tell you like this, Sheldon. If I was in the military this day and time in the position I was holding, I would still have to deal with troops that are now legally able to be in the military as gay. I will have to still lead my unit without singling them out, or else I can find myself in a court martial, right? Check this out. I was born down here in the A, but I can't do anything about what's down here in the A. What's down here now has nothing to do with me. Has absolutely nothing to do with me. I can go around and do I do, and all I see is people like me. If you heterosexual, you don't have to worry about anything else that you thinking is not. Now, also in a city like this, you have fashion, right? You have people, you have men who are straight who wear those purses, man. They're straight. Now, I never seen no man walk in with the purse hanging off that color. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? That's the first time. Because we look at Javante when he fought Hector Garcia in January, he didn't have none of that. But when you start getting sponsorships and when you start getting freaking designers that's looking at you, I guess these fighters, excuse me, I guess these fighters, basically concurred to wear a jacket and a purse like that. But I know straight dudes, solid dudes who wear, especially down here in the A, who wear a man purse or a purse. They do, bro. I see white, black, Latino. I see men down here wearing purse. I don't know what every other city got, but down here in the A, I've seen it. That's not what I do, but I'm not going to stop supporting because he wore something that he doesn't wear in the ring. When he gets in the ring, he has what? He has his boxing shoes on, socks or no socks, his trunks, right? 2 gloves with hand wraps underneath and a mouthpiece. Why am I worried about any of that other stuff? Because I know several other boxers that who don a purse on their shoulder prior to Javante. Real talk. I've seen boxers when they wasn't fighting on cards come to a fight with a purse on. I can name you 10 fighters that you know very well that has worn a purse when they wasn't fighting. They was there dressed and they was there just supporting another fighter and they wore a purse. Yes, sir. That's a fact. That's a fact. For real. I'm not worried about what that man wearing into a press conference. I'm looking forward to him stepping inside the square, splitting the ropes and going in there, putting them ambient hands on Ryan. That's what I want to see. That 1-2 was perfect by Madonna. Yeah, man. They forget about that. We talking about one of the most skilled fighters in the sport, but yet he got caught by Maidana. He was caught by Maidana. Floyd Mayweather wasn't in the type of shape Adrian Broner was when he was caught by Maidana. Floyd was in tip-top shape, bro. This is a person whose discipline has well been documented, and he still got caught. He still was caught. Floyd is not my single comparison. In fact, I hate Floyd comparisons. My point is, Tank is on camera getting hit with some, so possibly maybe Ryan might land something. Yeah, man. You know, Leo Santa Cruz landed some shots. Mario Barrios landed some shots. We can go back to Yorkis Gamboa. You know what I'm saying? He landed some shots. Hold on for a second. Okay, I'm back. You're right, Andrew. This conversation was never about who get hit and who don't get hit. When I talked about skill set, I'm talking about his overall ability to go out there and disrupt the rhythm of his opposition to pretty much take the momentum and earn the victory. That's what I was talking about. If you listen to my entire live, I never really said his skill set was obsolete. He was a one-on-one. I just felt like he has an overall skill set that I admire as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? How he's able to go out there and be smart about it. You know what I'm saying? He has that ability, complemented with his ring IQ, to go in there and put on some very entertaining fights. That's why he on pay-per-view, and that's why people will be out this weekend to see him fight. I believe it's going to be a star-studded affair, and the reason is because what Tank brings to the ring. I never said his style was a one-on-one. I didn't say that. I never compared his style as a one-on-one and just pretty much said nobody else is out there. I like Shakur Stevenson's style. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney has a boxing style that, you know, people talking about straight up boxing. These people can box. These fighters can box, man. Just like I said about Jess Van Rodriguez, Terrence Bud Crawford. These people can freaking box. These fighters can box. Teofimo Lopez. They can box. Vasil Lomachenko. You're talking about all-around fighters that can box. I'm not talking about what they don't have, you know, where their percentage rating, their power rating is. I'm not worried about the power rating. I'm talking about straight up box. That can straight up box. They can go in there and box. That's what I'm talking about. That's what people want to see, at least Look, though, I'm fully aware it could end in disaster for Ryan. Hey, man, I'm pretty sure you know that too. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you support who you support for your own reasons. But I look at Ryan Garcia as I just don't see him stepping up on that night based off what I've seen previously in his fights. I just don't see him stepping up that night and just doing something that's out of nowhere. Like it's a miracle. Like somehow he came up with skills that we never seen him possess in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Moving around. You know what I'm saying? Working off the jab, using his mobility, boxing off the back foot, boxing on the inside, pushing Tank back, bullying, turning him on the ropes. You know what I'm saying? Stabbing to the body on the inside, learning how, showing us that he can box on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Landing those hooks, uppercuts, and dominating, doing it. I don't see him doing that this weekend. I don't see it, bro. I don't see it, man. With new glasses, I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? With laser surgery, I don't see it, bro. I don't see it with a microscope. Fresh new binos, goddammit. I don't see it. Tank is obviously the highest level opponent by far Ryan has ever faced. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We agree on that. We agree on that. But let me ask y'all this. Is Ryan Garcia the highest level opponent that Tank has ever faced? And if your answer is opposite of yes, then why is it so easy for so-called hardcore boxing fans to favor Ryan Garcia to put money that he has an opportunity? He has a grand opportunity to go in here and knock Tank out or win the fight. What brings boxing fans? Like, this is casual type conversation, bro. This is the type of shit that they say, oh, you're a casual, you don't know shit about boxing, and they'll put Roger Mayweather up there. If you ask Roger Mayweather today, I think if he said, okay, Tank and Garcia, he said, man, Ryan Garcia can't fuck with Tank. Tank gonna knock that motherfucker out, man. He gonna get straight to the point. He gonna get knocked. His ass gonna get knocked out. Roger Mayweather will not beat around the bush and trying to come up with, okay, let me see. Pros and cons. Well, let me see. Let me look back at who he fought 2 fights ago. He's not going to give you that because they're not there. This weekend is a high step in Ryan Garcia's career for him to elevate to a whole nother level. If he can get it done, it changes his whole career, his whole life. It does. It changes it. We know that. It changes it, bro. But if Canelo puts a rehydration clause or cash weight on Bivol, okay. So Gervonta is the A side that Javier. Shout out to Javier being on deck, right? Gervonta Davis is the A side, right? So pretty much he's dictating the contractual A side type conversation. You know what I'm saying? He's dictating the terms, right? To a point, right? Because Javier, we all know that Ryan Garcia didn't have to sign the contract. So if we understand that Gervonta Davis is indeed the A side, then what does that say? He was dictating the terms. Is Canelo Alvarez moving up to another champion's weight class? In this particular case, is it going to mirror what he did at 154, moving up to 60 with Gennady Golovkin? Is Canelo coming off a loss to Bivol? If they rematch, is he dictating the terms of the contract as the A-side opponent? If he is, I would like to know how that worked. Because the last time I seen it, it wasn't a split decision win for Bivol. It was a unanimous decision win for Bivol. So I'm calling BS, right? If he rematches Bivol and somehow, some way he's the A side, how does that work? How does that work? How can he look, should we care if Canelo puts a rehydration clause in there after what he did to Gilberto Ramirez? Should we even care that it would affect somebody like Bivol on the rehydration clause, what is he going to give him? You can't sit up here and say, well, we got to weigh in at 168 below, and you can only rehydrate up to 170. I mean, that's if they was fighting at Canelo's weight, right? Now that right there would be effed up, right? Because we all know Canelo trying to get that man down to super middleweight. Yes, sir. He's trying to get Bivol down to super middleweight. Now, let's just say the weight is 175. Canelo chose to make that decision to move up again to 175. If he wanted to try to put a rehydration clause in there to 180, I think that would be messed up. Because we all know Bivol doesn't walk around at 180 or below. He probably walk high 80s, low 90s. But after what we seen happen with Zerto, is it truly going to matter? After we seen what happened to Canelo, was it a weight situation? Because the last time I checked, right, when it was pockets of the fight for Bivol to go in and make it a dirty fight on the inside, he just chose to use his jab. You know what I'm saying? He just chose to use his jab. I'm trying to catch on some of this these comments. Extreme weight drain and rehydration clauses, I consider both to be a gray area. The goal of both is to create an advantage over the opponent. Okay, I get what you're saying, but okay, do you believe that Tank, who doesn't rehydrate, that to balloon up in weight like he used to, he doesn't get that heavy in between fights, right? Do you think if he's the A side, he should have to accommodate moving up to 140 division to face a bigger fighter? I have to put him under the same umbrella I'm putting Ryan Garcia. If you choose to step up to 140 and fight at that weight class, then you should understand what comes with it, right? You should understand what comes with it. You're used to fighting 135, 130, and you only had one fight at 140. So therefore, Ryan Garcia being extremely the B-side, he's supposed to get all the favoritism and all the concierge service. He's supposed to dictate all the terms, and he's benefiting from fighting a fighter like Gervonta Davis on pay-per-view. I think it's Gervonta Davis is trying to say, I don't want to go in there and have to continue to fight bigger dudes like that. And my hands start to become freaking Rice Krispies. I think it's more so a protection too. You're right on the creative advantage. Some fighters want to create an advantage, but for Gervonta Davis and some other fighters, they stand themselves, well, I want to go in here and fight these bigger guys all the time when they're going to hit harder, and I have to hit a certain way not to break my hand on the bigger fighter. Me knocking out a fighter at 135 may not transfer over like it should at 140. I'm not saying he can't earn the knockout, because when he fought Barrios, I asked him, how did his power feel? You know, what do you think your power is like? Did it transfer over to 140? He said, you saw the fight, right? So pretty much he was just saying, like, I still got the knockout. Like he hurt his hand fighting Isak Cruz, trying to land a left uppercut. That's because Isak had that he was on the phone and he seen the shot coming and he was able to block it. And Tank, landed his shot, his uppercut on his right wrist awkwardly, and say he hurt his hand. So I think it's both ways. I think for the fighter who's looking for an advantage, yeah, and also a fighter who's looking So it can prevent him from having a disadvantage. You know what I'm saying? Fighting a bigger guy. Ron is just setting up the excuse in case he loses. It ain't in case he's in case he loses there, Shelton. It's when he lose. Man, Ron Garcia is losing this fight this weekend. He's losing this fight, Shelton. Hey, all I'm telling you is a prognosticated opinion. That shit don't have nothing to do with FACTS, okay? So don't take it like that. He's losing this weekend. Ron Garcia is losing this weekend, man. It's going to be a good fight all the way up to. Tank coming in with advantage, and if he loses, man, hey, Tank ain't losing this weekend, bro. Tank ain't losing this weekend, man. A lot of people accuse Ron of being flamboyant. He ain't getting no passes. He is, man. He can get away with that. You know, they always say the Latinos, you know, they come off as having this, able to express their femininity, their feminine side. They've always said that, man. Like I remember being in the military and seeing a group of Latinos, you know, do this dance and play around with each other. Well, black Marines, we couldn't do that. They would quickly call us, you know, gay and all this other shit. But the Latinos, they can go around and play and do little shit like that. Goddamn licking their finger and sticking in their friend's ear and shit. No, you do that to a black man, you're going to get goddamn punched out, bro. They're going to say, all right, nigga, I'll see you at the club later. No, I was just playing. No, I'll see you at the club later, man. Don't worry about it. I'll see you later. I don't know who the fuck told you that shit was cool. But I'll catch up with you later. No, man, I apologize. No, you already done stuck that shit in my ear, man. Fuck that. You violated. No. No, it ain't no passes. A lot of people accuse Ron of being flamboyant. I read that. To be honest, at the end of the day, the fight got done unlike others. Yeah, I agree, Javier. The fight did get done. You know why it got done? Because back in the day, when Ron Garcia initially called out Gervonta Davis, Gervonta had been on record when they asked him who he'd like to fight in the future. He said, I'll fight Ron Garcia. I want to fight Ron Garcia. And they said, why? Oh, he has a social media following. He has a huge social media following. I'd like to fight him. You know what I'm saying? He's a good fighter. You know, he gave you what you was looking for. Boxing is indeed, at this era, selective when it comes to popularity. Who put butts in the seats? Who sell tickets? For a while, when you heard debates with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, all people was talking about, Errol Spence put butts in the seats. He put butts in the seats. He put butts in the seats. You know what I'm saying? Just based off one fight, Mikey Garcia. It's difficult to put butts in the seat and have people filling up and filling out the capacity of your fight. Whatever the seat capacity, you selling out. People coming there watching you fight, watching you do backflips off the top rope. You got to be special to do that shit, man. Everybody can't have that pay-per-view stardom like that people remember. You know, some fighters might be on pay-per-view. Ain't nobody looking for them to be on pay-per-view again. I wrote some wine for his suspect activities as well. Nobody gets a pass when they act suspect. Hey, Sheldon, man, I ain't mad at the way you think. It's how you think, bro. You know, I don't feel no type of way about it, man. He said, Princess Cap, what's going on? King Mitch on deck, man. Princess Cap should be happy. Tank gave him an extra pound for the lemon. Yeah, that's what I said earlier, man. He gave him 36. I mean, look, how much accommodations do this guy need without earning it? Like, they keep on trying to get this man everything, man. He needs everything in the crib. He needs the baby toy that you wind it up and all the little toys circle and play you that baby music to help you go to sleep. He need the soft baby sheets, the hand woven quilts. You know what I'm saying? All the little, you know, elephants and all the soft animals, you know, the prints and graphics on the bed. You know what I'm saying? On the headboard of the bed. The remote control lift where you can just hit the button and the rails drop down and turn into a slide where the baby can slide off into onto the bed or the floor. You know what I'm saying? Hit the remote again and a small TV come out and put on your favorite cartoons. That's what they doing with Ryan Garcia, bro. They give him every freaking accommodation, the fans. Real talk, man. And then they want to turn their back on Tank and say, I'm betting on Ryan for no reason. Like the man just came off a victory. He just came off a victory, bro. The man couldn't even see. Hector Garcia couldn't even see, right? What do they need to do, man? The man told his trainer, I cannot see. Seriously. Pitbull Boxing, salute to you on deck. He said Tank is a favorite, but not a huge favorite. I would say 60-40. I really don't get into the favorites like when it comes to the numbers, because a lot of that shit doesn't really add up sometimes unless it's a total mismatch. I understand that it's certain, format that boxing has with betting odds and all that. I get it. I just don't participate in it. But I hear what you're saying. All I do is just go off what's been acquired on the box rec. You know what I'm saying? Who have they fought? When did they fight them? And what age was their opposition who they beat that supposedly catapult them to a higher level? If they had a record with 1 or 2 losses, who beat them? How long ago did those guys beat them? Is the fighter on a win or losing streak? You know what I'm saying? How many wins they got, vice how many knockouts they got. It's all analytics, man. It's all analytics at the end of the day. That's how touchy boxing get, man. Remember how everyone was saying Joyce was unbeatable and would beat Fury and AJ? Look what happened to him. Upsets do happen in boxing, and they shock everyone. Well, Pitbull boxing, I don't remember a conversation or a crowd that I was close to, right? That was saying Joyce was unbeatable. I know they said Joyce was to be taken serious. Like, it's only a matter of time before he get his shot. It's, me looking at him and what he did by touching up the Daniel Dubois the way he did. Daniel Dubois wasn't anybody. It was just like comparing, Frank Martin beating up a Chair Rivera. These was fighters who was on the come up. Dubois was on the come up, and he got shut down, came back for a fight, and then ended up picking up the WBA regular title from Trevor Bryan. You know what I'm saying? But look at how it all plays out. Daniel Dubois, who was beat by Joe Joyce, is now a champion. But Joe Joyce, who was the WBO interim heavyweight titleist, he is without a belt. So he's lower on the ladder now than Daniel Dubois, the person that he stopped. It's crazy, bro. This shit is crazy, man. This is the part of boxing, like when we talk about comparison resume, it's always going to be scrutiny placed on it. But I'm trying to scrutinize why the favoritism is the way it is, the disloyalty. You know what I'm saying? How is it so easy for fans to be disloyal to fighters who haven't taken an L, who's been giving you what you want them to give you? Sombrero won't win, but it's true he has a chance. He can possibly win a few rounds while Tank figures out his distance and timing. Most likely KO or stoppage to Tank, though. I agree with that. One thing about Tank, he can figure you out. And sometimes he play with his food. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. When Gervonta is on the hunt, he's on the hunt, man. You know what I'm saying? When he's on the hunt, he's on the hunt. And yes, he takes punishment sometimes when he's on the hunt to try to figure out and feel his opponent's power, or you know what I'm saying, just trying to, it's a filling out process. But sometime in the process, those punches do land on Tank. So he can kind of pick and choose when he wants to turn up, when he wants to pick up the pace. You know what I'm saying? When does he want to pick up the cadence? Sometimes while he's trying to figure out and collect the data on when to pick up the cadence, he gets touched. But he ain't been on the ground. I mean, come on, bro. He has not been in the same situation. He has not been on there on the canvas stretching, bro. That's cool. I get it. I have the choice to support him or not. I don't support that agenda. I still have Tank winning the fight. However, I don't support the agenda. No doubt. I respect that. I respect that. For sure. I don't see any way Queen Lie can win. Slight puncher's chance, but that's about it. Doesn't have the skill to outbox Tank. Back foot game is non-existent. Jab is inconsistent. Defense and chin is suspect. Hey, talk that. That's well said, man. Talk that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, all I'm doing is just looking for pieces, man, to put the whole picture together before fight night. Like, if I haven't put the picture together now, today, and I have plenty other weeks from January to now, and I haven't did it, and it's April, then what that tell you? That's saying I can't put it together. I can't paint a picture of Ryan Garcia and how he's going to go in here and just shock the world. You know what I'm saying? I can sit up here and give you a scenario that might play out. How Ryan Garcia loves trying to load up on that left hook, right? And how Luke Campbell seen that. Slow ass Luke Campbell started to see that, and he was slipping it. Ryan was just committing to it, going to the well, and Luke started to slip it. Not until Ryan was knocked down and Luke Campbell decided to be in quicksand. He voluntarily stepped in quicksand, y'all. He wasn't forced in quicksand. He voluntarily chose to be in quicksand. And then Ryan Garcia started to have his way with him. What I think Tank may do is allow Ryan Garcia to land that left hook or to come close just to see what he has on it. And if it's enough for him to bear, or let's say not, like he did Rolly. He tested Rolly and he said, "No, I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna come back later." So in the end of the fourth round, he started to turn it on, and to fifth and so forth, right? So with Ryan, he might allow him to test that. He might allow himself to test that. And once Ryan get comfortable landing that hook, and knowing Tank, he might fake like, "Oh man, grunt a little bit." So Ryan can come back to him. Before you know it, Ryan on the canvas sleep, dog. Like, come on, man. That dude is a savage, bro. He's a savage when it comes to psychological manipulation, man, in the ring, combat warfare. Like the way he bait his opponents in and have them believing that, "Oh man, I'm breaking them down. I'm breaking down." And then like Leo Santa Cruz so eloquently put, "Hey, I warn you, his power come out of nowhere. I warn you." I hear you, bro. And you're right. Trust me. It's a real tall order for Ryan. I'm gonna find out why Lisa ain't coming up on my shit, man. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna get it right, Lisa. I'm gonna get it right as to why you're not showing up, why your comments are not showing up in my chat. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my guy, the boxing section TBS in the building. Yeah, my guy Cal on deck, man. What it do, Cal? WCS, my brother, what's good? Salute to you, man, for showing up, supporting. Man, y'all definitely go over there and support my man, the boxing section, man. You know what I'm saying? The man is full time online. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shit. The expert genius is in the building. What's good, man? Definitely changed his status in boxing world. Oh yeah, yeah. But see, I don't really go off the ifs or whatever. In this case, anything can happen. Really, I don't really go off the ifs. Like, what if this? It's too many if scenarios that can play out. This is a 12-round fight, y'all. This is a 12-round fight. So once again, let's take a gander. So the last time Ryan Garcia went into the 12th round was against Emmanuel Targo, who he dropped in round 2. That was back in April 2022. Okay? That was April 2022. Ryan Garcia fought once in 2020. First round knockout of Francisco Fonseca. Then he fought once in 2021. He stopped Luke Campbell in round 7. And then he fought twice in 2022. But the last time he went 12 is with Emmanuel Targo. Javier Fortuna stepped in there, and Javier was down in round 4, round 5, and round 6. He stopped him in round 6, July 2022. So when you look at how many times in recent, you know what I'm saying, in the past, let's say 3 years, give or take, he's only been to the 12th once. You know what I'm saying? Once. Does that mean anything? I mean, fighters, the fighter, the schedule of the fighters this day and time is very, 1 to 2, so to speak. The needle really doesn't move like it used to on the schedule. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have boxing fans feeling some type of way, shawty. Bivol beats Canelo no matter what way he has him come in. I agree, bro. I agree. It was just too much that didn't have to do with a rehydration clause. It had to do with them pause. You know what I'm saying? No rehydration clause. It had to do with them pause. You know what I'm saying? Dimitri Bivol put them pause on Canelo. Hector, Rolly, Pitbull, Barrios, and Leo all saw some success versus Tank. That's why I say Cap has a chance. I got him getting KO'd, but people that he might land a few shots on Tank. Yeah, that's one thing about Tank. Like I said, he's not a wrecking ball in the opening bell. He's not just coming there swinging for the fences, man. That's not him. Just like the names you mentioned, yeah, they did land some shots on him. You know what I'm saying? They did learn the shot. And the crazy part about it, all those fighters that you named came in with different styles, man. They came in with different styles. Pitbull was up close, stayed tight with the defense. He didn't want to give no space hardly in between him and Tank. Rolly wanted the press way bigger. I mean, I'm talking about Rolly had weight on him that night. He wanted the press because Rolly felt like he was stronger. Rolly felt like he was we talking about a judoka black belt. In his mind, Rolly felt that he was stronger than Tank. Hector Garcia must have looked at the Rolly fight and said, you know what? I'm not going to really press like Rolly. But I feel like if I stand there, the same thing he did in the face-off, if I stand there, I may be able to catch and shoot. I may be able to give Tank Davis some counter shots. And I think I have enough power to do some damage. I don't know if Hector Garcia was treating every black fighter as they look alike. He might have thought Tank, who is light-skinned, Chris Colbert, he might have thought he'd be able to have the same success that he had on Colbert when he was fighting Tank, dog. I don't know. But when that dude showed his hand in the face-off, that's exactly how he came out in the fight. I said, you know what? This dude just showed his hand, man. That's exactly how he's going to come out in the fight. He's going to stand there. He's going to test Tank by standing there and try to land counter shots and slowly but surely try to press and try to pick up the pace, man. That shit worked for a goddamn blink or two. And then his vision went out. The light company say, nope, you didn't pay your bill. Canelo has more of a chance to beat Bivol at 68. Bivol has fought down there in a long time. I'm intrigued to see how he'll look at super middleweight. For sure, man. I agree with how Bivol will look at super middleweight. But once again, why should Bivol cater to Canelo? When does it stop? Canelo has had all the VIP service that you can get in boxing. And you know what? He's earned it, man. He came in there with Floyd, lost. And for a long, long time, Floyd was the only man to beat him, right? Canelo can swoop into a promotion, get the bag, don't flee the scene, wait for a freaking luxury limo, a luxury freaking chauffeur to pull up and say, yes, can you please load that? Yeah, load that green luggage back there. Yeah, those are bags of money. Just load it, please. Load it all in there, please. You have enough room, right? Okay, cool. Just load all that money in there and leave with no sense of urgency. Canelo can go to anywhere and get the bag and stand out there and wait on his ride, man. Whereas it seemed like other people feel like they should just run in there and you know they're trying to goddamn get the check and leave the scene in a haste. You know what I'm saying? In a haste. Canelo go up there, take his mother effing time, get the bag, and leave slowly. For real, man. That's Canelo, bro. Go rewatch any of Buzz fights. There ain't any empty seats in the house. Hey, man. Shout out to Team Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Boxing. When I start getting, I'm going to talk about, Spence and Crawford a little bit at the end, but I'm trying to keep it on the fight this weekend, man, because we got a lot of nonsense going on with that right there. These fights tie into one another. They're trying to tie it into one another. They try. Dubois was super green, a rookie pretty much. So young fighters who take out the older fighters, is that, their badge of honor? If they come in there and take out an older fighter who the boxing odds was saying they supposed to beat, the older fighter was supposed to beat because they had more experience or whatever the case may be. Like Dubois is supposed to go in there and prove to the people that he is who he's supposed to be. A young lion on the come up, going in there, taking out the older guy, George, just like Zhang did. But in a sequence of events, the hilarious part is the way that the Zhang fight played out with Joe Joyce is somewhat similar, exactly the way the fight played out for Joyce and Dubois. Dubois didn't move his head, and that left eye was talking to him. Hey, man, don't you see? Don't you feel it? It hurt, man. Move your mother head, dog. His eye was talking to him, bro. His eye was having a dialogue, bro. The boy was saying, I hear you. Didn't move it. Your eye swelled up. The fight was stopped. Then Joyce coming here with Zhang, and the exact same thing happened, man. Zhang was landing those power shots. And I'm saying there's no way this dude is making it out. There's no way, man. His eye is done. It's crazy how things work, huh? You know what I'm saying? He has a win over Dubois. You feel me? Dubois is now holding a belt, and there's no way he's going to give Joyce a rematch. You know what I'm saying? And who thinks that Zhang will beat Dubois? I think he will. I think Zhang will stop Dubois. Daniel Dubois. I think he do. Dubois was super green, a rookie. Herkovic was beating the hell out of Dubois in sparring. Yeah, man. Leo on deck. He said Davis never fought anyone that fast. You might be right. I mean, since he's used to speed videos and everything like that. But Leo, let me ask you this, right? And this is not a trick question either. You know what I'm saying? It's so simple. You might even find it on the Wheaties box. I just want to ask you this question. People used to talk about how Floyd worked the mitts all the time, and all of the technique that he used to use on the mitts. And some people will critique it and say, well, that really doesn't do anything for a boxer when you step in the ring, because what he's doing is just working on small stuff, coordination time, and all this other stuff, just remediation drills, right? Right? That's what they used to say about him being on the mitts with Roger Mayweather. All right. So when you see Ryan Garcia doing all these speed drills, have you seen him reciprocate that in the ring that emulates what he does on the drills? Most of his speed drills outside the ring, that component or that person is not hidden back. They're just mitt drills. His brother can hold the mitts, or he's using the freaking reaction bag. But I'm glad you mentioned that, Leo, because maybe you can come back on the show Sunday, right? You can come back over to the chat Sunday, because one thing that we need to identify to see if Ryan Garcia can get away with doing those speed drills in the ring with Tank and being able to land a punch, and in the process of doing his speed combinations, see if he doesn't get caught by Tank when he's blinking his eyes and closing his eyes like that. Let's see if he can get away with it, because that's a little pretty fun fact for him. He loved blinking those little eyelashes when he was in the combination drills just for the cameras. I'm like, what a bad freaking habit, dog. You blink your lashes with Tank, that might be the last color that you see, black. That might be the last color you see. Doing all that fast shit, blinking eyes, and then, thinking the crowd is oohing and ahhing, oohing and ahhing and shit. You get back on them, do your speed drill, blinking and shit. Man, come on. That's a bad habit, bro. You better call Leo Santa Cruz. I'm telling you. Famo. Bruh. Hey, bro. You should you better get on a FaceTime this week with Leo Santa Cruz and just try to have a one-on-one heart-to-heart talk. And I want you to ask him, Ryan. I say, hey, I know you all stepped in. I'm not denying the fact I know you stepped in there with Tank. I just want to ask you, do you remember anything after the knockout? Do you remember the knockout? I guarantee you Leo Santa Cruz say, no, I don't. Power come from nowhere. He's going to tell you he don't remember it. He don't remember it, man. That was a brutal knockout. I'm glad Leo is cool, man. Real talk. I'm glad oh my God. I'm glad he's okay, man. That was one of the most brutal knockouts ever that I've seen. Joyce and Dubois are massive, overprotected, warring hype jobs. Looking at Dubois' last fight against Kevin Lerena, in my opinion, that was a fixed fight for a world title. Hey, man. We all know boxing. Where's that bow tie? Stop playing. Stop playing, Pitbull. You know boxing love walking in the room with that bow tie. You already know. If it's not the fighter taking a dive, it's the third man in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Influencing the dive. If it's not the referee, it's the freaking judges that's in charge of the dive. You know what I'm saying? It's people in important positions. The shakers and movers, from the ref to the judges to the commission. It depends on where you boxing at. Real talk. And you say they got me the same way on Showtime. Shaw, like they got Lisa. He can't see me there. Anyone's channel is weird. I have to figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out, man. I don't know why that's the case. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else can see me though. That's why I'm trying to narrow down with the wrenches. I'm trying to find out certain things, because your wrenches they can have the wrench, but they can swing it for the wrong reasons, man. You know what I'm saying? I can see you though. Love your thoughts and insights, man. Everybody else can see her, but me, I can't see her in my chat. It's crazy. Not sure how true this statement is, but I read somewhere that unless the fight is at 168 for all the belts, Bivol don't want the fight. But Canelo has said he wants to fight at 175. 175. I don't know. Yeah, I heard that too. I heard that Bivol said the only way that he'll fight at 168 is for belts. And he is absolutely right for wanting it that way. Why not? Once again, how much privilege do Canelo get? Like, there's no way in hell that Canelo should be the A side going into a rematch with the fighter that's already a champion that he beat. No way, bro. This man has had an awesome time in the sport of boxing. For real. He is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Period. No matter what they're talking about. You don't have to even mention the clenbuterol. He is a first ballot Hall of Famer, man. Easily. Nobody's going to be thinking and treating him like Barry Bonds. You know what I'm saying? Well, Mark McGuire slipped out the door. Shit, he ain't gonna never be in the Hall of Fame, though, just off suspicion alone. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna get the TO treatment. I mean, he's not gonna get the TO treatment. Nobody's gonna be talking about that, man. That's long gone. Boxing operates off a different set of rules, man. Reggie was showing some of Zhang old fight vids. That guy always been a tough, solid boxer. Yeah, I wasn't too big on Zhang, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll be honest, man. I wasn't really too big on Zhang. You know, he's a fighter that I'm curious to see how he handles a fighter with some power. Because let's be honest, man. Come on now. That head is the side of a local boulder. That thing, come on, man. That's a forged boulder. His head is somewhat like a formed over time volcanic rock. He has a big cranium, bro. For real, that shit's almost like it was custom built. You see Zhang in a suit, man. That big man, you can see him from down 2 blocks. Okay, that's Zhang right there. I think I'm gonna freaking cross the street and I'm gonna dip behind the building and I'm just gonna take the block down. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he got going on, but I ain't trying to roll down there. For real. I'm just trying to see how his chin is when he steps up to fighters who has good power. Joe George did not present any type of power. He had punches and bunches, but man, come on, man. I challenge anybody, go up to the local food mart and grab a freaking bag of cotton balls and take them all out the package and throw them at me. And I'm going to say, oh man, that's it. For real. Pick them back off the ground and do it again. Maybe, I don't know, man. Maybe something else was wrong. I didn't feel nothing from that. Look at my face. I'm swelling. No, pick them up again, man. And get that little pebble over there. Get that little rock over there. Okay, put that in the middle of the cotton ball. Throw it again. That's what Joe Joyce was giving me. He was giving me he was throwing a whole hell of a lot of punches, but it wasn't no effect on Zhang. Zhang was like, okay, I know you're going to throw 6, 8 punches, bop, 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 bop. But man, Zhang was giving that bang, bang. I mean, he was messing him up, dog. Man, shout out to my guy, man. It's a lot of people wrenches was confiscated. I'm trying to figure something out about who was up here abusing. I'm trying to figure some stuff out. I'm doing process of elimination. Just be patient. Shout out to my guy, Captain Chaos on deck. Yes, sir. Appreciate the $10 super chat, my brother. Good to see you back on deck, man. In the building on the boulevard. You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute. You know what I'm saying? One love to your brother. Floyd gave Tank the master plan. The villain makes money. The race car makes more money. Latino killer makes the most money. Tank is Latino killer. Line him up and he knocks him down. Damn, well said, brother. Well said. Latino killer. You know, look, Tank has been on record as saying, you know what I'm saying? He already put it out there as the reason why he would want to fight Ryan Garcia. And then you think about when Tank came out to fight Leo Santa Cruz, what type of garb did he have on? He had on the Mexican colors, man. He had on a huge sombrero. He had a white robe and white gloves. Come on, man. Some fighters benefit off fighting Hispanic fighters. You know what I'm saying? Just like Floyd did, Tank is benefiting from that too. Yes, sir. He is, bro. He is. That's why a lot of people believe that when it comes to black fighters, like, is he truly gonna fight, you know, a black fighter since he has so many Latino fighters on his resume? He's making money off Latino fighters. Cuban, Rolly, Cuban, Gamboa, you know what I'm saying? Mexican Barrios, Leo Santa Cruz, Hector Garcia. You know what I'm saying? The list goes on and on, man. You're right, man. You're right. His head is huge. You got to have some mustard on your shots to ring that bell. Yep. AJ dropped him in the amateurs. Interesting. Yeah, man. You know, I'm looking at it like fighters grow differently from the amateurs. He might have dropped AJ, but AJ went on to have a better career up to this point, right? But Zhang is one of those dudes, man. I used to see dudes his size, man, in Japan. You know, I seen some Yakuza members. Man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You know, like I used to see them, especially on the weekend, out in the back streets at the clubs. They pretty much run the clubs over there, man. Like, you talking about extortion, man, please. But I seen some dudes that look like Zhang over there, man. I know he's Chinese, okay? I'm telling you, I seen some dudes, some Japanese over there that remind me of how big this dude really is, man. But he has some pop on those punches, man. He does. He has some pop on his punches, man. And coming from the amateurs to professionals, his career's been a little bit slower than Joshua's. But Joshua, he was all good to a point where Eddie Hearn's protection plan has expired. And when Eddie Hearn's, found out he couldn't really renew that warranty was over. he could get it. He could get it back. Always had the Usyk say, no, I'm not taking no extra money. Nope. We don't need an arbiter. No, we don't need none of that. We don't need a hired facilitator. Nope. We don't need a mediator. Nope. I'm not taking any extra money to give back these belts and fight for a trilogy. No, we're not doing that. All the time the Usyk said, nope, I'm not doing the Charles Martin. But shout out to Captain Chaos, man. I appreciate you pulling up, big dog. Real talk. Hey, man, it's been like an hour and a half. I appreciate y'all for pulling up, of course. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow is Tuesday, man. That gets us closer to this weekend. And like I said, I will close it out with this about the Errol Spence Crawford. They say, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot that's going on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? It's been back and forth. You know, supposedly Errol Spence has been on record putting up another card, another freaking big fish. You know what I'm saying? I seen what Blunt sent me. It's a strap season and the big fish is knocking on TC's door. TC is Terrence Crawford. Say Errol has called out Terrence Crawford today, but responds, bring that shit. False alarm. He pinned it today, signifying the 1 year anniversary. I need your email ASAP. OG, I got to drop. Okay, I'll send it to you, man. But we seen Letitia Crawford. She's been going off. Real talk. Letitia Crawford has been going off on this. She's picked up her pace a little bit leading up to this fight. I really hope it's for the best that we do get something. I don't know, man. I got a funny feeling, man. I don't know. I mean, she's putting it out there that Terrence is gonna knock out. Yeah, I heard all that talk before. But we really want to see if it's something going down this weekend. That's all I want to know. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to NYT on deck, man. Salute to you, brother. I really want to see what's really popping off this weekend, man. I'm looking forward to the fight. Yes, sir. But if they're gonna announce the shit, man, if it don't get announced, man, come on, bro. This is just another, fight that they use to push a name to get free promo on a fight that they actually want us to do work for free. They want us to work for free to promo a fight, which makes it less for them. It's less work for them. If we do all the free labor and keep on talking about this fight, come on, man. That's less work for them. It's smart. Use and abuse. But, man, y'all turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. Hit the like button on your way out the door. And once again, big shout out to Captain Chaos with the $10 super chat. And he said Floyd gave Tank the master plan. The villain makes money. The race car makes more money. Latino killer makes the most money. Tank is a Latino killer. Line him up. He knocks them down.